All right, what's up, guys? We're going to be comparing the Verde AV with the 2022 Kink Curb. The Verde AV is one bike that has been running through this competition, and I'm very impressed with how it performed against the Curb. Now, this is a bike that I wouldn't have expected to do so well, but check out the video and see which one's actually better. We're going to compare them side by side. Now, before we get into it, you guys, this is from a full-length video where I compared 12 bikes under $400. So if you want to watch that full-length video, you're able to check and see which bike is the best bike, best bang for your buck, which bike is the best for $400, and check that out. But let's get into the video. All right, so the Verde AV and the Kink Curb. I am a huge Kink fan. I got accused of being paid by Kink, which is crazy. I wish Kink was paying me, but they're not. I'm a huge Kink fan, and I love the way that the Curb looks. It has good color options, but I also am slowly becoming a pretty big Verde fan. I'm impressed with this Verde AV, and I know they have a handful of other bikes that are very nice. So looks, they look pretty good. You know, compare them side by side, can't tell too much of a difference. They are solid bikes, okay? I don't have anything funny to say about either of them, so that's kind of sad. But let's talk about the stuff that matters. The price of the Verde is going to be about $30 more than the Kink Curb. The Kink Curb is only $369, but the Verde AV weighs 24.5, which is a lot less than the Kink Curb, which weighs 27. They both only have one size option, but the Kink Curb comes in 4 different color options, while the Verde AV only comes in 3. Both of these bikes are core BMX brands. They do a lot for the sport, and I'm pretty hyped on that. They do so much for the sport. And neither of these bikes have a specific utility. They're not designed for street, park, or dirt. They're just basic bikes that you can kind of upgrade as you go or make more specific when you want to learn different things. Currently, it's 1-to-1. The Verde has 1 point because it weighs 24.5, but the Kink Curb also has 1 point because it comes in 4 different color options. So when we get into the quality, this is where things get a little bit interesting. Barely. Both these bikes, high tensile steel frame, forks, and bars. This is lower quality. You're going to want to have some chromoly if you're an adult rider getting a bike. If you're a new rider, you're small guy, Christmas bike, this is cool. Okay, this is fine. The high tensile steel single wall rims are not going to affect you. But again, if you're an adult, like, quit watching right now. Go watch the $500 to $600 comparison video and not this one. Now, the Kink Curb has 1 aftermarket part, and that's it. Just 1 part, while the Verde AV has 0. So the Kink Curb is going to get an extra point here. But quality wise, the Verde has a 1.8 quality score, while the Kink Curb has a 1.2. And the value factor of the Verde is 4.88. The Kink Curb, it's only 3.25. So that just added on 2 additional points to the Verde. And yeah, it deserves this quality score. It is a little bit better when you look at different things like sealed bearings and things like that. It's slightly better. It's not a whole lot better, but it is better. And the value factor reflects that. So the Verde AV is lighter, has better quality, and it has a higher value factor. While the Kink Curb has more aftermarket parts, it's cheaper, and it has more color options. That wasn't enough to beat the Verde. So the Verde is going to be moving on against the GT Slammer, and we're going to see which one of these 2 moves on to the finals. So do you guys agree with my decision to get rid of the Kink Curb? Personally, like I said, I love Kink, and I'm a little disappointed that the Kink Curb lost, but the Verde deserves it. The Verde is the better bike, better quality, and it scored more points. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Otherwise, check out that full in-depth video where I talk about all 12 different bikes and compare them to see if the Verde is going to move on to be the winner. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helped you out a little bit on your bike buying journey.